Greetings everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to Anno 1800 Megacity Survival. Welcome back to Panagos, looking on this fine day on the main avenue to, an exciting episode I should say. In the last episode we finished the docklands that we can see over there. We built the foundation. With that, some import and export trading is possible, and now I would like to continue onwards to advance my artisans to the next level. Panagos has grown so far, right? So we are kind of like in the mix between now crafting and agriculture, and the transition to a fully agricultural or away from a fully agricultural society is in full swing. We still have lots of fields out there in the main island, and we continue now onto another island, another expansion. I'm eyeing this one here, because if I want to get to engineers, we do need fur. The thing is, I don't have fur on my main island, nor can I get it in so quickly with the docklands, right? As fur actually has a pretty steep demand. Over there it is. We need to export 2070 goods first. Now, of course, I'm not going to wait that long, because that would take hours. So what we can do instead is we settle on this island over there. It's the only valid option that I have, because this island here does not have fur, right? So the only places where I'm allowed to settle are the islands around us anyway. And these islands here are way too small. There's no chance I can get enough fur production up on my main island so quickly. We need this one here, right? We have the space, the hunting cabins, and we also have some iron deposits here, some coal deposits, stuff that I can basically use. I'd say hidden paradise over here. No one is in it yet, except perhaps for some bears and rabbits, and also some lavender fields. It's a beautiful island, really. And it's also a very dangerous island, because of course the main problem is the pirate. And Harlow is circling around this island. He is in between us and Eli there as well, right? Oh, this island also. So it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky indeed. It's going to be risky. And the first step I would like to do is, let's get my warships, all of them, and my clipper over to my warehouse. And by the way, we could also build us another one, another royal warship. And I think I might actually go for this. Let's go ahead and take the clipper. The clipper is going to take the building materials that we're going to need for the first foundation. The royal warship is going to take 100 tons of weapons plus steel beams. And one of my frigates is also going to take some bricks there, and then probably also some additional steel. So this is going to be not only a military convoy, it's also going to be a convoy full with building materials. And we want to get started on this island. Now, of course, the moment I leave my main port, the pirate will gather and will try to attack me. Right now, what I can see, except this ship here, there is also another warship coming in on that side. We need to wait for that small opportunity, that small path that gets us over there without too much of a hassle. There is a schooner here that doesn't bother me. What bothers me right now is that ship of the line. That's looking a bit dangerous, and we need to wait for it to pass, because other than that, I will not be able to get over there. This is also now getting up to the north. So it's looking like they are going to all to the north right now, and we could use. Let's start. What is she doing here with that one, though? Not getting to that. That is the landing target. That is the target where I would like to go. I'm not going to go with formation here, because I want to get those ships over there as quickly as possible. Having a formation would slow the whole fleet down to the slowest ship. However, of course, I want to found that island before my warship gets over. She's quick, really. She's sending a gunboat. So far so good. Diverting back again. And we arrive. Look at that panorama view. You can even see the crown falls up there. And Panagos itself, as my ships are coming in. The clipper is required to settle. It has the building materials that we need. But it's looking good. It's looking very good. It looks like we can actually manage to pull this off, and we have settled on another island. Cat and Wick, it's called right now. Not going to be its final name, of course. And of course, I'm waiting for the weapons now. And the first thing we need to do ASAP, of course, is building us some protection. And I would like to push for full flamethrowers on this one here. So I'm going ahead with, let's just say, let's make here some 4 of them, and I think we're going to need to build all of 4 of them. I hope I have the materials for 4 of them. I don't think so. There's 100 tons of weapons coming in. And with that, we can start to build it now. 2, 3, and for the last one, we still need some bricks and some weapons, and I think we have that. We also get the Admiral bonus. There you go, 4. And with that, another 7% attack speed. And that's it. We have 4 flamethrowers active, plus the warehouse that I'm going to upgrade now, the trading post. Go. And with that, a new settlement, a new foundation in this very tricky terrain. And I also hope that with this one here, we make Eli safer for us, right? So if I harbour area is not really big, but look at that. If I get it a bit further up there, my cannons can almost get Eli into our sphere of influence. So let's try to make this. There you go. Having them over there should work fine. And I'm also going to use my warships for the moment. Perfect. Very good so far. Of course, we need a proper name for this bulwark right in front of Panagos. And I'm going to name it Towi, one of my latest Patreon supporters. So right off the bat, hello there, and you're going to be Towi, my bulwark island. Really, we're not building not really building a city here, right? So not allowed, as I said. A smaller village though is entirely possible for my hunting cabins. So we do have some 60 tons of timber. That should actually be enough. I don't need a timber production here either. So we have also 50 farmers already. And of course, now that I think about it, we could... Engineers? Nah, it's not there yet. By the way, we can already see the advanced shipyard. Just to give you a teaser of the world warships. This is the advanced shipyard that we will need to build at some point. Holy moly. That's going to build us some massive juggernauts there. Let's go ahead. Just a really small settlement, right? It's not much. People here live by eating berries, primarily, and that's it, right? It's probably not good. I don't think we do that. Perhaps a pub, but we could also still require here. And with that, Towi is a spare settlement. Is there a pirate attack incoming? It does not look like it. So far I think we're well off. And I'm going to keep my ships, of course, in the region. Let's take my clipper and get us some more timber over there, because we're going to need that now for the hunting cabins. Perhaps also a few bricks. Now we are out of bricks. There's no way I can actually get bricks over. And there's also a full ride right now in my industry zone, so we will need to counter that a bit. Building us another police station somewhere over there, and probably have to counter that just a bit. While we're at it, can we do some upgrade there? It's dark right now. 300 farmers we have. Go ahead and upgrade a few more people, workers. And then we should probably also think about the next expansion. But look at that, it's getting a bit tough, right? Because now we're getting into the field area. And it's getting a bit harder for me now to expand my city. Of course, what we can do is we can expand over here. Totally possible. There is already a main road going towards it. Right? So we have a bit of industry. Why not? Why not do this? Yep, absolutely. Right over here, a smaller settlement. Yeah? A smaller district. Might become even an old town district. And let's have a pub on the other side of that street. There's the main road. And down somehow, right? We don't know where it's going at the moment. All up for debate. And Panagos, though, needs to grow. We have a huge pressure of population. People flooding into the city because there's jobs here. There is services. Get anything you want, really. And that, of course, attracts more people. Also, Miss Hunt is a terrible city designer. And, of course, people are coming over from there. Here, there is the option of getting us another bridge over it. So I think I would like to do this. And that means I can only have a couple more buildings. That'll be fine. And then on the other side, let's keep a bit of a distance there around the market. Then we just have a bunch more built. Here once again the main road goes a bit further in. Fine, have a bunch of ruins there. Game warns me. Perhaps also another fountain area. This big one. Yeah, this is fine. Bit of a courtyard here. Can actually make this work thanks to the river not being so close to it. And here, that's a tight one. And this road I would probably like to keep. Let's just keep this one high density. And up here we could have a park then. Do not make it. This. Of course, as always, farmers are just really a mass building of houses, of smaller cheap huts. And a lot of them are getting erased again in further city development. There you go. This has been done. Even here we could have a smaller park. And you know what? Let's actually do it now. Because I'm in the mood for it. And since this is a farmer district, we might actually use some farmer ornaments, right? So there is this... Of course, there's always this problem of having central fences and gates. I could do something else. I could get rid of this road there. And with that, we could actually have two central gates, right? That are really central now. They're going to have some fences around them, like this. And I think those guys here... I mean, I could make two fences there. Or I just could keep... Well, now let's close it off for now, for the moment. I think this is fine. And in between then we have, yeah, stuff like, for example, an outhouse that those people can use. I want an outhouse in here. I think I don't want that. We have some hay balls for sure, right, over here. And probably also clotheslines, that's very good. Where people can hang their gloves. And also some swings for the kiddies, where they can play along. And of course, never forget about those apple trees that we all need.
Their ghosts will take you.
I might actually have two here, and then just some patches of grass in between where people can walk about. But with that, you have this nice cozy area. I might actually move the apple tree inside, right? And then we can use the things outside a bit. Oh, look at that! And Harlow proposes a ceasefire to 200,000. Yes, I'm doing this. 200,000 with ceasefire with the pirate. That is a nice surprise. That's of course thanks to our military score here expanding. I think we just finished. Did we do this? We just finished another warship? No, the warship is still on its way because we built so much defense that basically we have pushed our score there up quite a bit. That's perfect. It is expensive, but we have the coin, and in that case, with that, no longer need to fear the pirate, at least for now. I like that. By the way, let's just interrupt my farmer production there real quick, or my farmer ornaments, because what I really would like to jumpstart here now is my hunting cabins. So we do need a bunch of them. Each one of them requires 10 farmers. That's not the biggest problem for that. Problem really will be space, right? Because we need a lot of these furs. But for the moment, I should quite a few of them just fine with good amount of efficiency. Go ahead and have those 4 up here for the moment. And of course, as always, we will also need to decide. Let's see that. That it looks cleaner. Right. And what we need here is this one produces now 1 per minute, right? So that's 2 of them produce for 1 fur dealer, and right now we do need 3. So I do need 2 fur dealers. That would be 8 hunting cabins. No, sorry, 2. That would be 4. So let's calculate with 8 in mind for the moment, and I might actually build those 8 right away. That's those 4 here, and that's those 4 that we will have now. Go ahead and build us another warehouse. This one goes over them. This one has a connection. This one goes over, and this one goes over. A bit far away. And let's central road. That looks a bit more convincing. And with that, I actually built them. Let's build the warehouses. And let's build all 8 of them. That would be 16,000 only. It's really cheap, right? And the workforce we have enough workforce for 6 more if I need that. But for the moment that works. And they're even unboosted, right? So we can also go ahead and still boost them if I want that. And this will have not that much of an effect. Now, Sea Eagle, you are prepared for this. We don't need to fear the pirate, that's just great. And we create as an old world trade route now from Tovi to Panagos. And this is going to be, of course, the make this full. And Sea Eagle is going to be on this trade route. And off it goes. Another trade route on this fine day. Banner of the cat flying. We're getting some fur over now to Panagos. It's a very short trade route, but it might be a very dangerous one once the war between the pirate and me breaks out again. Let's get the warships back to Panagos. Let's also quickly check out the trading here. I think we already did it the first now, please. No, we haven't exported anything yet. There is one problem, of course, that's the potatoes. So, of course, if I want to continue now exporting things, I need to have room for it. And the problem is that we are actually continuously full on the potatoes, despite using it for schnapps. And what we can actually do here is, we can get rid of the potato fields now. It's tiny one. I could also do the same thing with the grain. For grain, have we unlocked this? We would have unlocked grain already. Grain is the biggest waste area wastement that we have right now, right? So nothing consumes more space than the grain, and need actually 180 every 10 minutes to 360 every 20 minutes. So 400 I would like to calculate right now. If I want to get that in, as you can see, the ratio would be out of whack. We would need to produce 346 tons of soap surplus. That is fine to some extent. We have 6 right now, so we have 120 surplus production right now. No, that's not going to happen anytime soon, right? So we are going back with the potatoes. For the potatoes, I do need a total. I mean, it's also a pretty high demand there actually. It's 600, it's 700 potatoes that we would need to fully meet demand. 700, that's 211 soap. That is more manageable for me, right? So those 700. That is something we can do. And we're full on that anyway. I want to also, by the way, expand my storage area there a bit. By the way, another fishery can't hurt. And also, since we have still some materials, I could also go with another export office now, starting with the one. That gives me another export contract here that we can use on something else, right? So if I have any other surplus, like the sewing machines, for example, then we can totally use. Of course, go ahead and also use sewing machines now. Sewing machines are going to be more valuable than soap. So I'm going to use 750 on the import for potatoes. For that, I need 226. So I do need to up this a bit more, right? And then we have the sewing machines, and those here I would like to use the grain on. And for the 700 grain that we need 150 sewing machines top. Alright, we are producing 60 as a total. So I cannot completely replace it yet. I would like to go with half of everything. So we make 350 out of that, and let's make 400 out of potatoes. Right? That is already quite nice, because first of all, we can meet the demand here for production. And second of all, we are going to now level up those two goods, making them more valuable, the soap and the sewing machine. And with that, I can raise the ratio then as well over time without using more of these goods. That's what I would like to do. But now, yeah, let's use half of that. That would already mean that I could get rid of a few of these here. Alright, so let's get rid of the first 5 grain farms that we have. Not the flour mills though, right? So the flour mills, they will have to stay over there now. So let's get them together there a bit. And with that, yeah, we have a bit more space available now that we can use more city expansion. This area. Here we can make the connection, by the way. There's the main road. Also goes then up to this main road. And while we're in the area, let's finish our ornaments. There was the problem with children want to play here a bit, so we have those swings on that side, and on the other side we could also have some log piles there if I need that, and probably also wagon for flour and stuff like that. So this is a little park area now for the farmers over there. fitting their status. Very good. Here we have now the space. Let's go ahead and expand that. It's all within the range of that marketplace. I would really like to go ahead with a whole bunch of them. Here we can make high density. Very good. And yeah, let's also have high density up. And here I think we could actually squeeze in one more of these. It would be a main road. Bunch more. And with that, another city expansion, another city district. And we have this space there that I will use for another district then on that side. Using half of the potatoes for the docklands, we can now also get rid of half of the potato fields here. Right. This also serves once again as a buffer so we can get more goods in. And that's the idea. Another thing is, I would like to up my steel production now, and I would also like to up my soap production. We have the materials. So up here, where do we have my pig farms? There they are. I can now go ahead, either boost them, but I don't think we need to do this. I think we're just going to use a bit more space. Bear in mind, the pig farms are going away soon. So I'm not inclined to read them that much longer. Add and have some warehouse here. And build up a couple more of these. And easily squeeze them in. Bunch of them. Go, this one is full. One needs one more. And I think those are full now. Yep, perfect. Make the connection. And let's build those here. Now, of course, for the soap once again, I do need 2 pig farms for 1 soap factory, long-term wise. So for 2 more, I would need 4 more pig farms. Let's build the pig farms.
I love the smell of dew.
And with that, we can have 2 more rendering works. Do we have more space for that? Yep, there they are. 2 more rendering works and 4 more actually, right? So I can have another 2. And then I will need to have 2 more soap factory. Plus an upgraded house. More space. Add more because I think we're going to need that. Alright, items not possible at the moment. I mean, we are at peace with the pirate now. I could send one of my ships over to Eli to have a look at some of the items that he's got. And sometimes at this level he does have something useful. But look at the prices. We're looking at 100,000 purchases here, right? There we have for 90,000 the cannery productivity increase. But the best items are yet to come. So I don't want to waste money on that really. Especially since we can use it on ceasefire and stuff like that. Never really noticed, by the way, how beautiful the docklands are in nighttime. Lots of lighting. Have over there. Buy us in 2 minutes. I think this is still the first trade, right? It's still taking this much time. Get all of that over. Still capping on potatoes. Shame. What's going on with my potato production? We can't have that much. Yeah, I still can get rid of more. Right, let's get rid of those 4. I don't need that many. Especially since now with the docklands we get those in. So that's something. Labs production is still fine too, so I don't need to worry about anything there. And I want to get rid of some of those potatoes to trade. So what we can do is use one of my ships here, like my royal warship, and get us some potatoes over. Right, and I'm immediately going to throw them overboard. And we can do this so that I can start to import. We need to export soap and sewing machines. Really, it's important. Also, to get more sewing machines out, of course, we do need more steel. I think iron-wise, how good are we on that side? Still have a surplus of 2 iron, right? So that would be 1 furnace that we can still add to the area. And then we could also still use on the coal. I have a coal surplus of 8, by the way. That means I don't need those charcoal kilns there anymore. This gives me some of my attractiveness back, And it also opens up more farmers that we can upgrade. Now, in order to prepare my city for more steel production, I will need to move a few things around. So the heavy factories here for the steel beams, I'm going to move over into this area for the moment. And we probably can add a few more of them. And also the weapons are going a bit. One weapon over there is fine. And then I have this weapon production that I'm also going to move over there, so that we have this area available. I would definitely also like to use a trade union here at some point. Right, so we're getting the trade union in as closely as possible to most of those things. And let's also move this warehouse a bit out of the way so we can squeeze in even more furnaces. I think I should have done this a bit earlier, but now is a good time for that because we have the space for it right now. And the capacity, right? And as we can see, we can really use a lot of them in this area. This one would still affect... that's a tricky one. This one would still affect most of them. That I can use one here or... yeah, one like big. And then this one here. That road there, so a bit cleaner. Right, and then we can have bunch more over there. Where's the road? Down here, this road we can get rid of. And actually, you know what? This road we can also get rid of now. I'm not going to affect all of them because we need more furnaces than one trade union can hold. But this should be fine. I think we might need to move them up. Good, and I think... yeah, looking good for now. There we are going to get rid of the rendering works at some point, and that will make it then possible to add a few more furnaces in that radius there. But so far most of them are in, of course, and that is even pre-electricity. Let's go ahead and build us 2 more of them. I will also need to upgrade some of those warehouses here now, since the demand for loading ramps is only going to increase. This one we can also still upgrade, and this one we can actually build. There was the warehouse not built in that area. So this is getting some really high density heavy steel area here right now. And with that, we still need a bunch more iron, I'm sure of it. So let's just find us one more iron mine. I think over here we have one. So on this one we over... yeah, we still have another iron deposit. 2, 3. There's 3 iron deposits here. Let's use this area. Let's get into the mountains. And get us this iron production up and running. There's one more. And we will also need another coal deposit that is still available to us. Coal is getting a bit harder now, but I think it should still be fine, right? Oh no, we're not. With iron we are fine now, with the coal we are not. So we need one coal mine at least. One that is a bit closer to us there. This. Continue with that road into the mountains. Have this coal deposit here available to us. And also make the connection. The copper deposit then. That we'll definitely need at some point. Let's go ahead and build both of them. And with that, another iron and coal production up and running to counter that steel production that we have now. With that, we have a production surplus of 7. And that means, yeah, well, I can go ahead with more sewing machine factories. Let's build us another one. Build us also this warehouse here that I'm going to need. And with that, we're pumping it up on the sewing machines, of course. And we have now a surplus production of 5. That's 100 tons per cycle. That is still not enough, so I'm going to build another one yet. More. That's 2 more sewing machines that have now 7. And that is 140 tons of surplus that we have. Pre-boosting, of course. Very good. We can use this. Sure. With the steel, it will be fine. With the logs, we might need to counter that. Nope, we're still fine on the logs as well, as we have enough production on that. Perfect. With that, we have boosted our most important, our 2 export goods, right? And we also had the first exports now. Yes. First exports of soap and sewing machines for grain and potatoes. Thank you very much, Admiral. I don't know why you would actually give me money, because you are twice as strong as we are. Economy-wise, though, we are stronger. That's because we have just the better island. So that's our advantage. Alright, one more thing. I think we should be seeing now. There it is. Fur are in. Cotton is in. And that means I can have one more industry. If I only had the building materials. But one more industry I can have. And that's, of course, the fur dealers. Now, it's a question of how far I want to advance my industry zone here still. Right, so it's already pretty bloated at this point. At some point, we should just stop with that and have it somewhere else. So we still have, of course, lots of patches. And, here we have a smaller industry sector right now. That's the sheep farms. And why not have the fur dealers close to that? They're very low pollution. And it makes sense for me to have them close to this, to the city district itself, because artisans work here. And it's the last industry that we need, or we can move on to taxi engineers. We do have a bunch of models available, as you can see. A bunch of new models that we have. And we can use them just then here along the main road base. Have one here. Right. We can just have this road here then getting into a 2-tier road, I think. On the main road, then all the here's only. And this one is now being built solely for the purpose of producing us. A bit of a distance there between them, that's fine. And then 2 more here, all going to be nicely mixed up. This one we can move, so I can use another warehouse then just here. And with that, we have the surplus, we have the production up and running now. Let's build the warehouses, and I think let's build 3 fur coat dealers as well. Right away, a new industry is coming to Panagos, and that is the fur coats. There it is. I think we have it now 1806 as well, so we are advancing through the years. That's also a really cool detail about this game. The further you advance, also the further you advance in the years, right? So of course we were starting in 1800, but by now we're in 1806. I like the idea of that a lot. And these people now, they probably live here somewhere. They go to a theater in the evening, like right now. Their kids are going to the school. Sometimes they go to drinks. And also right over there, they have their workspaces, and that is dealers. And with that, also very important, we have the last good fulfilled now for the artisans. There's still the need for the university. Let's bump it up on the building material production a bit. And then, ladies and gents, we can go to engineers. Stay tuned.